Gil Martin here, and welcome everybody to today's episode of the Daily Packers Post, where we bring you in-depth daily videos about your Green Bay Packers. We have new episodes dropping every day, Monday through Friday, so hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Today, with Packers camp almost a week in, we are going to talk a little bit about 5 players who are off to a great start in training camp, making that first impression. And again, they haven't fully practiced in pads yet. You take all of this with a grain of salt, and it's only been, 3 practices. So, again, it's a fast start. It doesn't mean in the long run that anything here is finalized or secure. But these 5 players have at least made a really good first impression on the Packers coaching staff. Coming in at number 5, and these are not necessarily in any particular order, but coming in at number 5, kicker Brandon McManus. McManus, after hitting 20 of 21 field goals last year after joining the Packers in Week 7, he's made his first 15 field goal tries in training camp, including all 3 of his opportunities from 50 yards out or more. His long has been a 56-yard effort. And look, the Packers went through a year and a half of inconsistent kicking after Mason Crosby left. So seeing McManus kind of picking up right where he left off at the end of last season is a very encouraging thing, and it has to be making Rich Bisaccia and the rest of the Packers coaching staff very happy. Coming in at number 4, and I think this is an important one, wide receiver Dontavian Wicks. Wicks led the Packers with 76 targets last year, but he was only 4th on the team with 39 catches. Drops were an issue. He had 9 dropped passes, according to ProFootballReference.com, and a drop percentage of almost 12%, which is way too high. Wicks has good speed. He can get deep, which the team does need in the absence of Christian Watson to start the season. And so far, he's been making some big plays. He's been catching almost everything that comes his way, and that is very important. So Wicks has a lot of upside, a lot of unrealized potential. We have seen players like Jordy Nelson and Davante Adams blossom in their 3rd year in the NFL. The Packers are hoping Wicks can at least take a step forward. He may never be as good as Jordy Nelson or Davante Adams, but if he could be the best Dontavian Wicks he could be, there is a lot of room and a lot of upside there. A good start for Wicks in camp. Coming in at the 3rd spot on our list, cornerback Carrington Valentine. And Valentine also entering his 3rd year in the NFL. He is in a battle. He's one of the top 3 cornerbacks on the depth chart, along with Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs. But Valentine has to fight for playing time with those guys. And out of those 3, Valentine is really the only one who does not have a lot of experience in the slot and really physically isn't built to excel in the slot. So far, he has looked good in training camp. He's made 2 interceptions during the first few days of practice, and he's played a physical brand of football in coverage. He's been breaking up passes. He is fighting for more playing time, for a bigger role in the defense, maybe even for a starting job. So a good start to training camp for Carrington Valentine, and that's encouraging. At the number 2 position, nose tackle or defensive tackle, Kenny Clark. And this is a huge crossroads kind of a season for Clark. He had the worst season of his NFL career, or at least since his rookie year statistically, last season. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He had a career best 7.5 sacks in 2023, just had 1 last season. The tackles were down. The tackles for loss were down. And the explosiveness coming off the snap of the ball that made him such a disruptive force in the NFL throughout his career, it just wasn't there last season. At OTAs earlier this offseason, Clark revealed that he played with a broken big toe all year. That probably was a big reason for the lack of explosiveness off the snap of the ball, but it looks like he is returning to his previous form. Again, especially with defensive linemen, you got to take everything not in pads with a grain of salt. But Clark certainly looks like, physically at least, he is getting back to his old self. And I'll tell you, having even Kenny Clark be 85% of what he was 2 seasons ago would be a big boost to the Green Bay defensive line and potentially to the pass rush. If you get Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt both getting after the quarterback from the tackle positions, boy, this defensive line could wreak some havoc. And the final player on our list, coming in at number 1, first-round pick, wide receiver, Matthew Golden. Golden has flashed the ability that made him the Packers' first-round wide receiver since 2002. He's caught nearly everything that they've been throwing to him, and that's very important. As we mentioned, the wide receiver core last year, up and down the lineup practically, struggling with drops. And one of the reasons the Packers picked Golden was he has those reliable hands. And we've also seen Matt LaFleur use Golden on end arounds and jet sweeps, much like they did with Jaden Reed a year ago and 2 years ago. That's one way to get Golden some touches before he has completely mastered the offense. So I think it's a very good idea. Obviously, again, you're in the first few days of training camp. You're just trying to see how he does at that, but he's got 4.29 40 speed. He certainly has the speed to run the jet sweep in the end arounds. Now he's got to show that he can do it effectively. And look, Golden still has a lot of work to do, but he's made that all-important good first impression. Check out our website at thepackerspost.com for in-depth articles about the Packers every day. And hit the like button and subscribe here on YouTube so you never miss an episode of the Daily Packers Post. I'm Gil Martin. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy training camp. Stay safe. And, of course, go Pack Go.